If you want to see all the Pokemon cards I sold this week, keep watching because I'm going to show you everything that sold and how much each item sold for right now. What is going on, guys? My name is PokéRev and welcome to the PokéCave. If this is your first time here and you want to stay up to date with all my vintage Pokemon videos, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. And guys, also make sure you check me out on Instagram. I post there pretty much daily. You can see a lot of the behind the scenes photos as well as a lot more of my collection. So give me a follow over there at Pokemon_Revolution_cards. So guys, this week in sales, we did almost $10,000 total, and it was a really great sales week. So I'm gonna show you everything that I sold, how much each item sold for. So right off the bat, I'm gonna start out with this big card. We have a PSA 10 first edition base Nidoking. This is the top of the top. This one is first edition. You can see the stamp there as well as shadowless. So this was base set, the original base set, the first print run of it. And yeah, guys, so this is like one of those cards. If you're gonna go for first edition base holos, you need this card, and this is a perfect Gem Mint 10, graded by PSA. This one sold for $1,800, so this was a big sale. I'll show you guys the back here so you can take a closer look at it. But yeah, guys, this card was actually one that I pulled probably about a year ago, and I sent it to PSA myself, and it graded a 10. So yeah, guys, it's time to let this one go though. So this one has a new owner, and yeah, we're gonna keep it going, guys. Next up, we have a PSA 9 first edition Rocket Oddish. This one sold for $12, and yeah, this was printed back in 2000. It's from the Rocket set, so a really iconic set there. And that is a card that you can pick up for a very good price. Anybody that wants to collect PSA cards, there's definitely different ranges for your budget. So whether you want to go for cards that are $12 or $2,000, there's really prices for anybody. Up next, we have another Rocket card, first edition PSA 9. This is a Dark Electrode. This one also sold for $12 there. I'm gonna keep it going, guys. We have a Yu-Gi-Oh item. This is a Rise of Destiny first edition booster box. So this one sold for, I believe, $150 or so, I'm gonna say. I should have the prices down on the bottom right corner of the screen for you guys as well. Then we have a PSA 9 first edition Rocket Voltorb. This one also sold for $12. Another one from Rocket, an iconic set from back in the day, from back in 2000, which is now 20 years ago. So I'm getting old, guys. The sets are getting old. It's you know, everything is just getting older. So this is actually a really cool one here, guys. We have a PSA 9 Trainer Deck B Staryu. And for those of you who don't know what Trainer Deck B is, if you take a look at the front of this card, it looks pretty normal. It's just like a base Staryu, but check out the back. If you see there, it's a red border and it says Trainer Deck B. So this was before Pokemon was even really released. This was a trial run. These were sent to different leagues. There's Trainer Deck B and Trainer Deck A. And they were two different decks, and they were basically just to test out and see how people like the game and learn how to play it and everything like that. So this card, I don't know the exact price, but I have it on the bottom there. So Trainer Deck B, I feel like, is really undervalued, and especially Trainer Deck A as well. It's just stuff that you don't really find very often at all. They used to come in a little deck, and the decks are sealed if you can find those. They go for thousands of dollars each. So up next, we have a PSA 10 Shadowless Machop. And yeah, this is basically like first edition, but without the stamp there. So this one, I believe, sold for in the mid-20s, $25 or so. So this is from back in 1999. This is basically the second print of base set. After the first edition stamps were done, the Shadowless were coming off of the press. And this one is a little bit harder to find than the regular shadowed cards because it's shadowless there. So really nice card there. Gonna keep it going. Up next, we have something really cool, actually. This was a huge sale. This is a trio of first edition base blisters, and these sold for $5,500 each, and the buyer was Old School Pokemon. So he purchased the trio of these. So you have the Blastoise right here, the Venusaur right there, and then of course you have Charizard. These are the top of the top for packs and blisters because this is first edition base, the oldest set in English. So with the first edition stamp, these are incredibly hard to find in first edition, and it's just, I mean, you could potentially pull a Charizard out of one of these packs, a first edition base Charizard. So that is why the price is so high on these. These are also mint condition. So as you can see on here, there is no blemishes, there's no creases or anything like that. They're basically perfect. So yeah, guys, these are the top of the top for blisters and booster packs in general. So that is pretty awesome, guys. I'm gonna put these to the side very carefully there. And we're gonna keep it going, guys. Up next, we have a PSA 10 Shadowless Nidoran. This one also sold for in the mid-20s, I believe. So another card from the Shadowless base set. Keeping it going here, guys, we have another Shadowless card, actually. This is a PSA 10 Pokedex, and this one also was in the mid-20s for the price on that. So another cool Shadowless card there. And then up next, we have a PSA 10 base set Unlimited Diglett, and I believe this one sold for $20. This is like the Shadowless cards, except it is not Shadowless. So as you can see here, Shadowless, and this one's shadowed. For those of you who don't know the difference, there you can see it has a shadow, and this one does not. So another cool card there. And we also had a Yu-Gi-Oh! Blister sold. This is the Blue Eyes Ultimate Edition blister with Dark Revelation booster packs and the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon at the top there. So that's a cool blister there. And then we also had a few more of the acrylic cases for Nintendo 64 games that sold. So 2 of those, one person purchased. And the next part of the video, I'm going to show you guys all the sales from the rest of the week that I had already shipped out. Okay, guys, we are on ShipStation. This is the software that I use to organize and ship out all of my orders from eBay and PayPal. I've been using ShipStation for about 5 to 6 years now, and it just makes things a lot easier for me. So if you look on here, you can see I have 40 orders total for the last week. 11 are ready to be shipped out, and then 29 have already been shipped out. The PayPal sales for this week were $5,922, and then the eBay sales were $3,842, which brings the total to just under $10,000 for the week. So we had a really good week here. I'm going to show you guys the rest of the items that sold and how much each one of those sold for. So I'm on the Pokemon Revolution eBay store here, and if we scroll down, you can see these are the items that I already showed you guys that are ready to be shipped out. And we left off right here. So we have a PSA 9 first edition Rhydon from Jungle that sold for $12. Then we have a PSA 9 first edition Mankey from Jungle that also sold for $12 right there. And then we have a Crobat Heart Gold Soul Silver Unleashed blister pack that sold for $25. We have a PSA 9 first edition Gloom from Jungle that sold for $15. That's a non-holo. We have a PSA 10 Magnemite from Base Set Unlimited that sold for $20. We're going to keep going here. We have a Charizard from Platinum Supreme Victors that sold for $45 as well. And then we have a PSA 9 first edition Oddish that sold for $12 on there. We did sell one of those, another one of those as well. So we have a PSA 9 first edition Challenge from Legendary Collection that sold for $13. Then we have a Japanese premium file folder that sold for $22. A couple of Heart Gold Soul Silver Triumphant 3-pack blisters, each sold for $50 as well, with 2 different Porygon promos on there. You keep going, we have a Yu-Gi-Oh! Premium Collection tin that sold for $22. Then we have a PSA 9 first edition Water Energy from Gym Challenge that sold for $10. Coming up on some more Yu-Gi-Oh! We have a first edition Number Hunters booster box that sold for $52. A PSA 10 first edition Koga's Coughing from Gym Challenge, that's a non-holo, and that sold for $20. Then we have a PSA 9 first edition Murkrow from Neo Revelation that sold for $12. Here we have a nice sale, a Neopets Hannah and the Ice Caves booster box. That is a Wizards of the Coast booster box that sold for $500. and that is Neopets. If you guys remember that from back in the day, I will show you a close-up of this booster box as well. Yeah, so Neopets trading card game, Hannah in the Ice Caves. So a Wizards of the Coast box. That is a pretty cool one there. We're gonna keep it going. We have a PSA 10 Grass Energy from Base Unlimited. That sold for $17. Another Base Unlimited card, PSA 10 Magnemite. That sold for $20. A 3-pack Heart Gold Soul Silver Undaunted. That sold for $50. Then we have a PSA 10 First Edition Skip Bloom from Neo Revelation. That sold for $20 there. Then a PSA 10 Machop from Base Set Unlimited. That one sold for 20 bucks. And then also we have the Machoke that sold for $23. Coming up on a PSA 9 First Edition Lantern from Neo Revelation. That sold for $13. Then a PSA 9 First Edition Pokeball. That is from the Jungle Set. That sold for 12 bucks. So yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of different price ranges for all of these PSA cards and just different collectibles in general. There's really something for everybody when you go for Pokemon. You know, whether you go for the newer stuff, you go for the older stuff, you go for the higher priced older stuff, lower priced newer stuff, it doesn't really matter. There's really something for everybody. So we have a PSA 8.5. So that's PSA. You can actually get grades in the 0.5 range. They don't really do that too often. Normally you see that with sports a lot. With Pokemon, they kind of keep the grades solid numbers. So, but once in a while you see like an 8.5 or a 7.5 randomly. There was a time when they started doing that a lot more. I think it's because they had different graders in there that they actually moved from sports over to help with the Pokemon stuff, but the grades were really inconsistent back then, and you would get a lot of these really weird 0.5 grades, and people don't really collect them as much. But this is Skyridge, so that's a Zatu, so it's, you know, they're harder to find, so I could see why somebody purchased that. But that one sold for $13. And then we have another collection tin for $22. We have a PSA 10 First Edition Base Kakuna. That sold for $70. So that one, yeah, that's First Edition Base. Like I was talking about earlier, you know, it's like the top set, the original first print of Base Set. So prices on those cards are usually higher, even for the non-hollows. Then we have a Yu-Gi-Oh! Rise of Destiny Special Edition box. That one sold for 175 bucks. And then finally, we have a Yu-Gi-Oh! Max Protection Neo sleeves. There are 3 packs of 50 on there for $18. And yeah, guys, that is going to be it. Let me know what you guys think of these sales videos. And other than that, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you on the next one.